Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Aaron LeBauer Show. My name's Dr. Aaron LeBauer, and I'm here to hopefully entertain you, but also share with you some knowledge and stories. I've been sitting here working on some things at work, listening to some music, just jamming out. It was like, listening to Little Baby and Prodigy and what's the other group? Oh my God, I gotta find this real quick. It's so good. I wish I could have like theme music on the podcast, but it's not really it. Oh, here it is. Left Field. Like Fat Planet is what it's called. These are like music that's great. It's just like beats and helps me like work really efficiently, which is nice. So on today's episode, what I want to do is I want to share with you what I learned over the weekend in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to share with you the 5 milestones for launching your practice and the number one thing that you can do to add $5,000 in additional revenue in the next 30 days. So listen in, and hopefully you'll be entertained and learn some really cool stuff. So this weekend, I was in Nashville, Tennessee with a good friend of mine, Greg Pennington. Greg owns a motorcycle shop here in Greensboro. He's a good friend. We've been friends for a long time. And there's a couple things. I want to tell you a story, but I want you to pick out a couple things here that I think are important. We both own businesses, and Greg has, been asking me, "Hey, Aaron, we got to go to Loretta because I want you to see X, Y, and Z, and we just want to go have fun." So we went there. It's called Loretta Lynn's. It's Loretta Lynn Ranch. You know, the country singer. She got a big ranch. She got a big outdoor motocross thing. There's a couple things that I learned there. Not only motocross and motorcycle racing, but I think I sent this out in an email. I'm recording this on Monday, and I wrote about this in the email that I wrote today because I'm promoting a webinar and a marketing training this week that you probably, this episode will be out after that training. But kind of the story was, it's about brand marketing versus direct response marketing. And there's a lot of things that happen there, a lot of stories I could pull, but I think the big one is, there's factory Yamaha riders, Honda riders. Greg's rider was on KTM. Monster Energy was there giving out free stuff. And I think one of the big things most people think they need to do when they market their clinic is to do the same kind of advertising. You pay $500 for your banner here. You pay for this advertisement there. You pay for to be in the newspaper and all these things. And, it's all these things are just about hey, here we are. We're great. Come check us out. And it really has nothing of value to offer. There was a koozie and I got a free koozie and I used that for my big 20-ounce Monster Energy green tea, no sugar green tea, so that it would stay cold for 10 minutes. And that was the only use. And then I threw it away, and I can't remember if it was a Fox Shock or a something else thing on there. I don't really know. But most everyone's doing brand advertising, and what we need to be doing is called direct response advertising. Frank Kern, Dan Kennedy, John Carlton, he's a copywriter, but these guys are all doing like direct response. We got to get you to respond directly to the advertising. And it's not, hey, Aaron LeBauer's coaching program is really great, or LeBauer Physical Therapy is really great. We're trustworthy. Come work with us. That doesn't tell you anything. So that's one of the lessons I already learned that one, but that's one of the things I saw there. And I was like, it was awesome because when you're Yamaha, you can spend a ton of money to build engines and sponsor riders. And Greg's rider is more of a, he's not sponsored by factory. He's more of a, what's it called? I lost the word, like privateer. His family supports him. His family's the biggest sponsor. And they work hard, and he won. He won his event in the 19 to 24-year-old series, which is awesome. So what else did we do? We went to this race at 2 days. It was hot. It was dry. I wore sunscreen. I had no cell phone reception. And then we went out in Nashville. And Nashville was kind of fun, but not really. The other funny thing is we ran into this marketing team. We're hanging out in the street, and there's so many bridesmaids out. It's funny. Seriously, like everywhere you look, there was just like the streets were closed off, just like bridesmaids groups. And there's always like 3 happy people in the front, including the bridesmaid and like 2 or 3 people, dragging on the back of the group, like upset that they're there. It was really interesting. And it was nuts, crowded and crazy. And by the way, John Bon Jovi's bar was completely empty. Kids Rock Bar was so busy we couldn't hear ourselves think. We went to another bar, paid $16 for tonic water and no alcohol. It was really weird. But we had a lot of fun, and we're standing there in the middle of the street, and these people come up to us. Last story for the moment, I promise. But this is this point. They come up to us and they're like, "Hey, can we interview you?" And I'm like, for our TikTok, and I'm like, "Yeah, just don't ask me if you want me to, like slap you or kiss you or something like that." And they're like, "Oh no, we're not going to do that." But they started asking us questions about like sex and sexuality and different things and like that. And probably not inappropriate to talk about on the podcast, but that's not the point. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to answer these because, like, I don't want to be the next internet sensation, which I doubt I will be because I have tall 50-year-old with red hair. But anyways, the answers weren't like answers that I wanted my kids to see. So I don't want them to be on the internet. But they were interesting. But I was like, but the guy was looking at his, this is the point. He was looking at his phone, asking these questions. I was like, so you're pretty new to this, to interviewing. He's like, oh yeah, this is our first time. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I was like, well, when you ask questions, like ask like, I was like, I do podcasts. I've interviewed hundreds of people. Ask it like this. Why don't you ask this type of question? He was like, oh, these are great. And I gave him like 3 or 4 questions. And then, we were just hanging out and chatting them up because they're random people that came up to us, but they actually like had a good vibe, and no one else would like talk to the 2 of us while we're both very social people, and they were like, there's lots of, I don't know, grumpy vibes that night. But anyways, we stood and chatted with these guys for about 10-15 minutes, and turns out they're from they were like, oh, we're from the, like our company is the Liberator. And they're like, we're just trying to get on our social media. And I was like, oh, I know the Liberator. And and I know about this because of, I don't know, I'm 50 and I've had a lot of, clients who are sex therapists and pelvic floor therapists. And they're one of the companies that make like the wedges make sex more comfortable. And they have the sex furniture. And I was like, yeah, I know about you guys. They're like, you do? I'm like, yeah. And so he gives me a hat, which was really kind of funny. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I have this like Liberator hat that no one knows what it is unless you know. But here's the point: is they're out there. He's completely unprepared to ask questions, but yet he was doing it. He was doing it. He was, this guy. I don't think he wasn't the owner of the company. He was just some dude, marketing team. But he had never done this before. It was clear. Like I don't know if we were the first ones they were videoing, but it was like, if you know your questions, you've got like your 10 questions. I don't script my podcasts, like my interviews. I know kind of like the format of how I like to interview people. I've got notes for this one. But they were just out there doing it and failing forward. And I think not enough people do that, whether it's in your own business or in a big company. So that was kind of neat. That was actually kind of funny. And I was like, oh, and they're like, yeah, their headquarters is a couple miles from there. Remember, this is like, the Haktua girl, it's just like the new internet sensation. It's just people out in the street. So they're like, well, how do we get along with that trend? So that's what we need to be doing too, is what are the trends coming out? What do we need to be doing? What are the things that are, fleeting? So we want to learn these marketing strategies. So what's the strategy? Is to go make some viral TikTok videos, get eyes on their product so that you can go to their website and maybe buy it. But what are they doing? They're not just putting out Facebook ads saying, hey, look how great our stuff is, and putting ads in magazines. They're out there on social media. They're looking for a direct response from people. You watch their video and the direct response is to like, comment, follow, and maybe buy something. That's called direct response marketing. And it works. And we go over a lot of that in our Platinum Mastermind program and our CashPT Academy when we build people a personalized game plan, and a portion of that includes the marketing plan for you. So it's really important to do. That's, if you're listening to my podcast and you'd like a free resource, like a free book, the book on the CashPT Blueprint, or you're just getting started, you want a CashPT checklist, or you want to come check out a webinar, you can go to my website, aaronlebauer.com. Now that's direct response marketing. So hopefully I offer you something of value. It's higher value than you value not your privacy, but exchanging your email and name for it, so that I can deliver value to you in your email inbox and in a video and a training, and maybe you come to our private group, the CashPT Nation, which is on Facebook. That's called direct response marketing. So hopefully that was lesson number 1 and 2 and 3, maybe, from my weekend in Nashville, which was a lot of fun. And I drove back from Nashville. Did I say last story? I drove back from Nashville on Saturday. We left relaxed. It was really cool. I get back home. I messaged a friend. I was like, hey, did you go to the Glass Animals concert in Charlotte? And she was like, yeah. And she was there with her husband and friends. She's like, we're going to hold a spot for you up front. You've got time to get here. I went online, got my ticket, and went and saw the Glass Animals last night at their pre-tour show in like 1,500 people in Charlotte. It was dope. If you haven't heard them, check them out. Anyways, I also promised I wanted to talk about the 5 milestones, and I wanted to talk about how do you add 5K to your business? Because 1, I want to deliver some dope value to you. Number 2, the 10th anniversary of the CashPT Blueprint is coming up in the end of August, beginning of September. I have to figure out what the exact date is, but right around the end of the month, we're going to run a special on the course because it's 10 years old, but I'm not just going to sell you a 10-year-old course. I'm putting in I've already put in like 50, 60 hours into upgrading the course. We're upgrading it. I'm going to be re-recording some of the modules. We're including some things that are vital and important because look, over the last, since 2012, I've been helping people with their business. I started my own practice in 2009. There are people in our Platinum Mastermind that are going from, they're doing like 15, 20, even 30K in their first year. And it took me 5 years on my own to get to 15K, but like 7-8 years ago. Let's see, Derek Nielsen is a good marker. In 2018, started his own practice, and he did 97,000 his first year in business. And I think he did 15K in his 8th or 10th month. So my results sped up to Derek, and then Derek's results sped up through like Owen. And, and so there's things that we don't need to do anymore, or that are lower priority than I used to think, and things that are new and newer priority. And so they're going in the program because the program is going to be about launching your business. Well, you got to hit these 5 milestones, and I'll tell you about them in a second. And then we want to add 5K to your business. And whether you have a brand new business or an existing business, if you listen in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you how to add 5K to your business. Hey, what's up? It's Aaron. Real quick, whenever you're ready, here's 3 ways I can help you grow your physical therapy business. Number 1, grab a copy of my book. It's the roadmap to launch and scale your physical therapy business. Go to cashptblueprintbook.com or DM me the word book on Instagram, and I'll send you the link to get it shipped to you for free. Number 2, join our CashPT Blueprint case study program. I'm putting together a new case study group this month. If you'd like to work with me to launch a 6-figure cash practice and start seeing patients in just 90 days, send me a message over on Instagram with the words case study, and I'll reply back to you with all the details. Number 3, join our CashPT Academy coaching group. I meet with dozens of successful cash practice owners weekly on Zoom to solve business headaches, brainstorm ideas, and teach the latest marketing and business building strategies and tactics. This is our coaching program that takes existing PT businesses and helps them scale to 6 and multiple 6 figures in 12 to 24 months. If you've got a PT practice and you're ready to add 10K a month or more to your revenue, you may qualify to join us. Just DM me the word Academy over on Instagram, and we'll set up a time to chat. And 4, work with me and my team privately. This might apply to you if you own a business or brand, you don't really have a cash practice, but you'd like to work together with me directly to help you get to 7 figures or even add another 250K a year to your business. And you're looking for private one-on-one coaching, you're interested in VIP days, or somehow interested in partnering together in your existing business, send me a message with the word private. Tell me a little bit about your situation, what you'd like to work on together, and we'll set up a time to chat. Now back to the show. Okay, so here's the 5 milestones. Number 1, you need to be licensed. We need a business license. We need a license to to touch, and we need your you need to have an LLC. That's milestone number 1. We've got a business. Really, it's the LLC and the business license. Everyone here as a physical therapist has a license to touch, or massage therapist or OT. Your business license. So you may need a city or state business license. In North Carolina, it's a it's a state one, but you also need to file an LLC or maybe sole proprietorship. But LLC is a good one. Milestone number 2 is we need to be able to document. We need consent forms, and we need some kind of EMR. And the EMR can be as simple as paper or Google Docs, but we need something to really schedule people and send them intake forms and that kind of thing. Consent forms, like easy. We got to have that. Milestone number 3, you got to have a payment gateway and a bank account. Like you got to be able to take payments and you got to be able to put it somewhere. You don't have to have a separate business bank account to get started, but you need to be able to accept payments somehow. And very few people pay in cash or with checks these days, so you should be able to take credit cards. Okay, milestone number 4. This is when you sign your first patient. This is your first private client. It's worth a celebration. It's something that you should tell me about. You should share in our groups if you're in any of the groups. Getting your first private client is dope. It's awesome. It's a massive milestone. Okay, milestone number 5. This is when you hit your 5th patient. And the 5th patient is where we should be at 5K once we get to the 5th patient. And not always 5K in the bank, but every patient, national average for a physical therapy plan of care is about $1,200, maybe $1,500. Our client's average plan of care is $2,000. Let's just say your average plan of care, because you're just getting started, is $1,000. 5 patients is $5,000. We just need 5 people to make $5,000. If you're charging, middle of the ballpark range, you're going to be bringing in $1,200 to $1,500 for a plan of care. This is whether it's like something like 5 to 8 visits, maybe 10 visits. It'll be about average $1,500. So if it's $1,500, we only need to bring 4 patients to get to 5K, and 5 patients. Milestone number 5. Why? Because 5 and 5 is dope, but 5 people means you've got something that's proven. Because I know if I sell something once, I might not sell it twice, but if I can sell something 5 times, I know I can sell it 10. Once I sell it 10, I can sell it 20. Once I sell it 20, I know I'm going to get 50. Once I get 50, I got 100, and you got a good business at 100 sales. Okay. Once you hit 5, then we need a game plan. Okay. We can throw spaghetti at the wall. But what we really need is a plan to grow your business in the fastest time possible. And depending on your niche, your location, your unique situation, whether you're still working somewhere else or not, we might need to get you a plan to quit your job, to pay off your loans, to navigate a baby on the way or a family vacation or something like that. We need to get you a game plan to grow your business in the fastest time possible. And we do that after the 5 milestones are locked down. Or you can just keep rinsing and repeating, because once you get 5, you can get more. And sometimes what happens is you just hit like this plateau where you're so busy, or you're so busy you don't have time to grow, or you're so busy and you're like, where's the money? Because we're not charging the right things, and you can't raise your rates without feeling confident in enrolling people in a plan of care. And sometimes the marketing needs to be even better, because just word of mouth marketing means you might stall out at number 6 because not everyone knows about you and you need to build the list, etc. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot of problems to create, but if you're just getting started, we got to hit those 5 milestones. Once we hit those, then we know we've got a business. Okay, so let's talk about adding 5K to your business. Number 1, just get 5 new patients. It's easier said than done. And if you've already got a busy practice, we don't need 5 new patients to make $5,000. We might just even need to ask 2 or 3 people if they're interested in paying off their current plan of care in full. They might be coming in one at a time. And Mrs. Jones, like, you've got 5 more visits. I'm running a special this month. If you pay in full for your remaining visits, I'll give you a 10% discount or 15% discount, or I'll give you a free session. I'll give you 2 free sessions, one for you and one to give to a friend. You make that sweet offer to enough people, you got 5K. If you make that offer to people and you get 5K, because you heard this, please let me know about it. I'd love to feature you, interview you, share it, or even just celebrate with you that's a win, but I'd love to know. Okay. And that's number one. If you're just getting started, you get your first 5 people and just make them a deal to pay off their plan of care in full. Okay. Let's think about it like this. You do 10 free total body diagnostics or paid total body diagnostics. We just need half of those people to say yes, and 3 of them to pay in full for a $1,500 plan of care. We got $5,000. So hopefully that was valuable. Here's what you're going to say, Mrs. Jones. My recommendation is we work together for 8 visits so that you can, run daily and hit a PR in your next marathon. Without worrying about arthritis in your knees. How does it sound? Great. Okay. My recommendation would get you started with 8 visits. It's, let's just say $1,500, which is $186 a visit. When you pay in full, I'll take $100 off, and you'll save $100, and it's essentially $175 a visit. I want you to get away from the $175 a visit, but it's like it's $1,500 for the plan of care. If you pay in full, we'll take $100 off. How's that sound? Great. So it's $1,400 today. Boom. We do that 3 times. We're 4 times. We're over $5,000. Sounds simple. There's a lot more to it. I don't have time to give you everything you need to know on just a podcast. But if you can just go take some action on these things, I'm sure you'll get some traction in your business. Make sense? Look, if you've got a physical therapy practice and you're not doing 6 figures yet, maybe you're not doing $5,000 a month yet, you might be a great fit for our CashPT Academy, where not only can we make sure that you've got a good foundation for your business, we can give you that personalized game plan to make sure you get on track and hit 6 figures in the next 5 to 12 months, depending on where you are in your business. If you're at $5,000 months, we can help you hit 6 figures, in 30 to 90 days. If we're just getting started and you've got a lot of other things going on, it might take 10 months. If you've got another job and a business and a family, you want to grow slow and you don't want to take a lot of risk, it might just take some time. But that's what the CashPT Academy is for. We can get you this personalized game plan, ongoing coaching, the trainings you need, the information, and a pathway to growing your business to getting to 6 and then multiple 6 figures. If that's you, just go to callwithaaron.com or message me Academy over on Instagram, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. In the meantime, take action on these strategies. Let me know what has been helpful for you. And if you're thinking about starting a business or you've recently started, pay attention, because sometime in the next few weeks, I'll be announcing on my email list special deal on the CashPT Blueprint for the 10th anniversary of the CashPT Blueprint. So that's it for today. If you ride motorcycles, keep the rubber side down, and I'll see you on the next show. Peace out. Hey, what's up? It's Aaron. Thanks for listening to the show. Whenever you're ready, here's 3 ways I can help you grow your physical therapy business. Number 1, grab a free copy of my book. It's the roadmap to launch, grow, and scale your physical therapy business. Go to cashptblueprintbook.com or DM me the word book over on Instagram, and I'll send you a link to get it shipped to you for free. Number 2, join our CashPT Blueprint case study program. I'm putting together a new case study group this month. And if you'd like to work with me to launch a 6-figure cash practice and start seeing patients in just 90 days, send me a message over on Instagram with the words case study, and I'll reply back to you with all the details. Number 3, you can join our CashPT Academy coaching group. I meet with dozens of successful cash practice owners weekly on Zoom to solve business headaches, brainstorm ideas, and teach the latest marketing and business building strategies and tactics. This is our coaching program that takes existing PT businesses and helps them scale to 6 and multiple 6 figures in just 12 to 24 months. If you've got a PT practice and you're ready to add $10,000 a month or more to your revenue, you may qualify to join us. Just DM me the word Academy over on Instagram, and I'll set up a time to chat. And 4, for some reason, if you're not one of those and you own a business brand and you want to work with me directly to help you add 7 figures to your business or another $250,000 this year, and you're looking for private one-on-one coaching, VIP days, etc., and you'd like to maybe partner together in your existing business, send me a message with the word private. Tell me about your situation, what you want to work on together, and we'll set up a time to talk to. I'll see you next time. Peace.